Simplify. I think that needs to be my word for 2020. Welcome to Ivory Blush Roses. Today we're going to take a look at how I went about reorganizing my embroidery threads. This project came about because I am redoing my studio, a little redecorating, a little reorganizing, and in the process I discovered I had embroidery thread in so many different places, and it's been a long time since I've kind of gathered everything and gotten everything straightened out. Stay tuned to see just how long it took me. So I think I have my work cut out for me getting all of these threads organized. There's so many things here. All my embroidery threads are now organized into color groups, and I'm going to do a little further refinement, try and put similar colors with similar colors. And from that I'm going to see if I have any missing shades for my collection of DMC embroidery threads. The bins along the back here, these are all pearl cottons, and some are in skeins and some are in balls. And those I just have sorted loosely kind of in three color groups. I have the greens because that's probably the color I use most. Then I have the blues and whites, and I believe that also includes purple. And then I have kind of the warm bin, which is red, yellow, brown. But in the meantime, let's finish organizing these embroidery threads and see if we can get them categorized and stowed away so they're nice and neat, and it'll be easier to find what I'm looking for. So as I'm getting ready to work on these threads, I'm going to start with one of my smaller piles of thread, which is a pile of kind of aqua and turquoise. I'm just going to sort here by color and see what it is that I have. As I go through this, I'm sorting it by brand as well, and so if it's not labeled, I kind of set it aside. So these without labels will move over to the side. I've got a couple of variegateds, and all my threads on cards in the boxes are already organized by color group and then by number. So it makes it a little easier for me to find things. I tend to work by color, not by number, but then there are those occasions when I'm doing something like counted cross stitch, which I want to know what number it is, so I keep them done by both. So out of all that little pile of thread, I have these that are the DMC that I'll add in my boxes if I don't already have them. And so I'm going to go grab the blue box and we'll check that. So I do currently have the aqua kind of mixed in with the blue, and I probably will do that again just to kind of keep it all together. And then for the ones that aren't DMC, that won't fit in here, or if they're duplicates of what's in here, then I won't card them yet. I'll put them in a Ziploc bag. So I'm just going to use sandwich size Ziploc bags to put these in, and I'm just going to put them by color group and by thread type. So all the non-DMC will go in one bag, all the extra DMC will go in another bag. And then eventually I've got some of the snap rings, and I will punch a hole in the corner of the bag, and we'll do that to keep them together a little bit neater. This is 3844. It doesn't appear that I have that one, so that one's going to go on a card. I put it around my hand, take the end of it, I hold it on the card, put it through the first loop, and then I just start winding. And I use my fingers to kind of push them together and to keep that as smooth and even as possible. It's almost a meditative process, and I find that I can actually turn out quite a few cards of this pretty quickly. So I just am going back and forth on this card. It gets a little harder to keep it even as you go up. That first couple of layers is much easier, but I still just try and keep them pushed together, and I kind of use my fingers to feel on the back side of that card where things are at. And I just let that hank spin loosely around my wrist, keeps it in place, keeps it from getting tangled, and keeps the cat from wanting to play with it, which is always important. I got all of the DMC thread organized and in boxes. Here's all of my extras. The regular DMC, I have the variegated in here, and underneath is also the ones that weren't labeled. But I still have a lot of other stuff. These threads included rainbow gallery threads, a variety of metallic threads, a mix of rayon threads, wool silk threads from Karen, cotton floche and flower threads by DMC, Japanese silk buttonhole twist, a variety of silk threads, chenille from the fly tying department at the sporting goods store, DMC's light effects threads, DMC linen threads,
DMC Color Infusion's memory thread, some threads I hand-dyed using avocado pits, a collection of blue threads and ribbons I've gathered for a future series on types of threads, vintage darning and candle wicking threads, tatting threads, and lastly, some crewel embroidery wool.
And I think I'm finally just about done. Well, would you believe that it actually took me nearly 3 days to get all of these threads organized? Wow, I definitely need to simplify. So it's been quite a job to get done, but I'm so glad to do it. I think it's one of those things that helps kind of reinvigorate my creativity, because you see all the different things that you have, the beautiful things and the beautiful colors, and for me that's very inspiring. I hope you found this interesting and a little bit helpful. I look forward to sharing so many different things with you in the coming year. We'll see you in the next video. Happy stitching!